Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm back with update number 53. In these updates, I go back to 10 past product reviews in order from about a year ago and let you know if I continue to use the products after my review is over or if they ended up in the boneyard. The products covered in this update are number 521 through 530. That's September through October of 2023. So without further delay, let's get right to update number 53. Number 521 was a comparison of two bread slicers, one on the cheap side, one more expensive. It was kind of an interesting comparison, and here's how my review went. All right, let's take a look at the cheap bread slicer here. I paid $4.34 for this. Adjustable thickness with 4 options from 10 to 25 millimeters. Let's take a look at the Bambusi Collection bread slicing kit with knife, crumb tray, and storage bag. Now the claims, they say it delivers even slices of 3 thickness levels, non-slip bottom. Comes with an included knife. Wow, that just sounds bad. They're relatively even, honestly. It's squeaking, it's moving around, it doesn't feel very steady. All right, I'm already noticing this knife is a bit short. But these are the thin slices here. Pretty uniform. I also noticed I'm kind of making some marks in the bottom as I get to the bottom of it. That is a splinter. That is a splinter right there. So is that. There's one there too. I feel like it moves around so much, my bread isn't even really that even. Not only does the unit move around, but these move around too. Well, it definitely stays in place better. The entire unit and the slots don't move around as much, so that's good. I'm just cutting. That actually feels like it's pretty good for this type of bread. Easy. It didn't feel like I cut into the wood so much. Easy. Not perfectly uniform, but neither were theirs. Let's take a look at the final results. So you got the cheap column, the expensive column, and the hand slice column. Now the cheap ones don't really look that bad. I mean, the final result isn't terrible, surprisingly pretty good. The expensive slicer, once again, not so bad, but really for $30 as opposed to $5, it's not that much better. But what's probably the most disappointing to me is that the hand sliced column is just about as good as those, and all I did was use a knife and a cutting board. The problem with this one is we're getting splinters, and the board cut very quickly, so I'm not sure if I can justify the cost of either one of them when my results are pretty close. So I got rid of the bamboo one right after my review was over. I didn't like those splinters. I did keep the cheap one and I left it out for a while, but I never really reached for it. So this one ended up in the boneyard. Number 522 was the As Seen on TV Slim Mint Wallet. This is advertised as having a host of benefits, including being durable and protecting all of your sensitive cards and cash. Let's just flash back to how my original review went. Slim Mint Wallet is an As Seen on TV wallet. They say it has a thin profile, allows you to access your cards with the press of a button, and has RFID blocking. Start sliding these in here. There seems to be something that kind of holds them in place. I do like that about it. I've got all 6 of my credit cards in there. Let's try my business cards. Can I squeeze them all in here? Oh, this is getting tight. I already damaged the corner of this one. This is getting pretty tight too. Oh man, I don't know if I'm going to fit all those in there. This one, I can't even, it doesn't even have a room. Can fit 1 business card. Now this holds it very snug. I'm not sure if I can, I can't fit 3 in there. Now I've got my 6 bills here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 bills, I'm going to fold them over. They're just using this as a money clip right here, and they put the key right there. Now will it close? This one's sticking up. I'm going to take this one out. Actually, both of those are. All right, it closed. So really I have 6 credit cards and 2 business cards in here. So I mean, maybe the claims, maybe you could squeeze it all in there if you really try, but to me it's not very practical. To me, practical is 6 credit cards, some cash, and a couple of business cards, and that is it. I've been using it a few days, and this is how it usually goes. Reach in my pocket, and I never know if I'm gonna get the button on my hand side or not, so sometimes I pull it out, and I'm just like this, oh, where's the button? Oh, there it is. That's really the only problem I've encountered so far. Otherwise, it opens up, get my card out, no big deal. Overall though, it's worked pretty well as far as using it, pulling out and accessing my cards. I haven't had much of a problem with it overall. All right, so this one I used every day for about 3 or 4 months. Eventually I got sick of it. It's kind of thick and uncomfortable, especially having your back pocket. It's not like a wallet like this where you can kind of get to everything easily. On the Slim Mint wallet, you have to kind of fumble through everything. Every time I had cash, I would just stick it in my pocket and put it in there later. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of this one. It didn't break. I thought it might break because the clasp was kind of weak. But after a few months, I went back to my old wallet. Number 523 was the Tidbyt chair, which is a cane that converts into a chair. It was an interesting product, and here's how my test went. It looks like a walking stick or a cane, and it is, but it's also a chair. This is how it comes. There's no assembly required. Push the lever down, you got your chair. It feels pretty sturdy, but let's say I've been walking for a while. Oof, it's hot out here. I gotta take a rest. Unlatch it, push it down, and we're good to go. So you're supposed to sit on it like this with the handle up front here. All right, now see I'm done. All you gotta do is pull it up. Latch it, locked and loaded and ready to go. I think it's about time to take this out for some real world tests. A good place. Overall, I am kind of a fan though. I like how fast it opens up and how fast it closes. It's really convenient for that. I can imagine being somewhere like a convention where there's never anywhere to sit. You can just kind of have your seat anywhere. So I don't know, I kind of like it. So in the end, I would say the Tidbyt chair pretty much lives up to its advertising hype. It does exactly what it's supposed to do, and I think it does it pretty well. Now this is one of those products I didn't really think I was gonna use after my review was over. I really didn't have a use for it. I kind of kept it out just in case I would, and never really reached for it. So as fun as it was to try, this one also ended up in the boneyard. Number 524 was a collection of butter gadgets. That was an interesting collection, and here's how my review went. This is the one-click butter cutter. Now we're supposed to put the plunger in here, and we have the butter coming all the way to the bottom. Well, we got something going on here. It's actually not a bad size. I can tell the butter is certainly softer. Let's see. It does, however, work better than I thought it was going to. I like the size of the pats of butter it creates. I guess you just gotta do it right out of the fridge and leave it in the fridge. Don't leave it out or it's gonna be a little bit touchy. Let's take a look at this butter knife. It feels decently well made, so we'll have to see how this works. All right, for room temperature butter, it's creating nice little ribbons here. Pretty little effort to get that. So I'm gonna put it on some bread here. Not bad, but I'm gonna have to do quite a bit of this to butter this entire piece of bread. If I go more flat and press down, I am getting ribbons on there. To me, I think the holes are too small, and that means it's kind of touchy as far as the angle you have to use to get the ribbons. It seems to clog easily. It seems more sensitive to the butter temperature. I kind of have higher hopes about the other knife because to me, I'm kind of on the fence about this one. All right, here we go. This is the butter dish. I paid $11.90 for this. This knife has 3 different functions. You have the small ribbons, a large ribbon, and the serrated edge, which cuts. Very easy. What do you know? Not bad. And once again, this is cold, but oh, this is much better. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh, very nice. I do like the fact that it has the tablespoon markings, even though they're kind of hard to see. And this serrated edge is certainly suited for cutting butter, whether it's warm or cold. All right, let's take a look at the butter mill here. I paid $13.99 for this. And then just turn. Do we have butter coming out? We do. Oh yeah, look how small those are. Those are microscopic. Sweeping the butter, and it comes into, well, I guess it's kind of one big clump. It does kind of start to clump up again. I'm trying to be gentle here. I want to make it work. All right, it's not too bad. I like the idea of this. They just need to go back to the drawing board and make it work a lot easier. Now, what's funny is I left the butter cutter in the fridge for a long time. Nobody ever used it. It just the butter went bad in there and I had to clean it out. But fortunately, the butter dish I did continue to use. I just pulled it out of the dishwasher, and as you can see, it's held up quite well. This one has gotten pretty regular use, so I'm quite happy with this one. I can see why it's so highly rated. So I wasn't sure which one I was going to use the most, but to me, it was the butter dish. Number 525 were the Allways Drops. This was a bottle of flavor that you could add to water or other drinks. Let's first take a look back at how my original review went. These are the Allways Drops. Supposedly this adds a 0-calorie flavor to any kind of water. They say it'll allow you to drink 3 times more water. They say you'll drink 5 times less sugar, and it's super small and portable. It is pretty small. Here we go. I'm gonna add 2 droppers full. The first dropper, the second dropper. It doesn't really seem like a lot of flavor I just added to that. And it just looks like water. So we shall see about that. Here we go. Oh wow, that's a much stronger flavor than I thought it was gonna be. Wow, I'm actually kind of surprised that that little bit of liquid it's so strong that it actually made this entire glass of water taste pretty good. It tastes like flat cream soda because there's no carbonation. But I'm really curious how it's gonna taste with sparkling water. Let's try that. 1, 2, stir it up. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I don't think I need to go any more than that. To me, this is perfectly fine. It tastes really good. It still seems a little bit expensive. I mean, so they say that it costs about 29 cents per drink, but that's gonna vary based on how much you use per drink, but that's still pretty good compared to how much cream soda costs in the store. On the other hand, 20 bucks still seems like a lot for how much you get. All right, so I did finish my Allways Drops bottle and I did enjoy it, but I never really ordered more again. One of my complaints in my review was that it wasn't available on Amazon, which it is now, and I think the price is only 15 bucks. So I do think they made some improvements as far as availability goes since my original review was posted. Number 526 was an interesting collection of Temu Massagers. Let's first jump back to see how my original test went. The $5 neck massager. And, well, I mean, it's pinching it a little bit. Let's see. In this mode, let's see. This goes up and down here. That doesn't really feel very massage-like. Let me rotate that and see what happens. No? This part right here is scraping me. And it only moves about an inch anyways. It barely moves, and either direction you move it, it doesn't seem very comfortable. I'm already up to a bad start, but what do you want for 5 bucks, right? A $7 muscle massager. So for the arm, let's see what we got here. That is not very massage-like. It doesn't feel very good. This roller on this bone is kind of painful. Maybe if you don't have bony calves like I do. I don't know, the more I use it, the less I like it. This is a $20 TENS unit. Actually, we're gonna start at the beginning, acupuncture mode. Here we go. Oh, I can feel the electrical impulses in my neck. Oh, it's like a pinch mode. It's similar to the massage mode, but it's in bursts. Let me go up. Force 2. Ooh. Force 3. Force 4. That's it. I'm done. Ow, that's it, I'm done. $40 neck and shoulder massager. I'm gonna push the button and see what happens. Look at the squeezing. It is squeezing. Wow, that feels pretty good. And it's kind of digging into my back, but not in a bad way. It's pinching. Well, that's pretty nice. Oh yeah, I kind of like that. I feel like I'm wearing a backpack. It feels like if this was a little bit looser, it'd be more comfortable. I feel like I can hold my arms up like this. On the other hand, you don't have to worry about holding your hands there. It feels pretty nice. Okay. No, it feels good. What's funny is sometimes when I finish a review, I think I'm never gonna use that product again. And once in a while, I'm surprised that I continue to use it. And that is this, the TENS machine. Surprisingly, I've used this on a regular basis. I kind of struggle with some neck problems, and I find that using a combination of the Coolify 2 and the TENS machine has actually helped quite a bit. So what I'll do is I'll run the Coolify 2 on hot, then run it on cold, then run the TENS machine, and rinse and repeat. When used in combination, this is actually quite effective. So this is one of those ones that surprised me. As the battery is held up, I continue to use it, so I've actually found this one surprisingly useful. Number 527 were the InstaBrew coffee cubes. That was kind of an interesting review. Let's first take a look back at how my original review went. All right, let's take a look at the InstaBrew medium roast coffee cubes. They say it's lightly sweetened with raw sugar cane. Only 30 calories per serving, made in the USA. Just drop, stir, and sip. Dropping the cube. Well, it smells like a nice cup of coffee. I don't think I have any more cube chunks floating around in there. I got some very cheap, great value instant coffee here. You see 1 rounded teaspoon. I want to say the instant coffee mixed a little bit faster, but not significantly. All right, here's the InstaBrew cubes, and this is the Great Value Instant Coffee. There's definitely a difference. First up, the InstaBrew. That's a nice bold flavor, and there is a slight sweetness there. Let's try the popular Great Value Instant Coffee now. Honestly, I thought there was not going to be a huge difference. There is a pretty big difference in taste. The InstaBrew is far superior taste-wise to the Great Value. Will it even fit in there? So that's a very small amount of hot water. I think we're all dissolved here. Add some ice. InstaBrew first. All right, once again, the smoothness is definitely obvious. It works very well as iced coffee. The Great Value next. The more I taste this Great Value, the less I like it. It has a much more bitter flavor to it. If you're adding something, that's one thing, but by itself, not so much. InstaBrew, far better without anything added to it. InstaBrew first. That's good, that's really good. So once again, when you add the creamer, the Great Value is elevated closer to it, but it's still not quite as good. But my wallet, on the other hand, seems to like the Great Value a lot more than the InstaBrew because of the cost. Well, that's it. As far as I'm concerned, the InstaBrew cubes do work. It's a very good cup of coffee at a very high price. Now, kind of the same as with the Allways Drops, I did use all of those and I enjoyed them, but I didn't order more of them. The main reason is because of the cost. I thought that the flavor was superior, but the cost made it a bit prohibitive. I haven't checked the cost recently, but if it comes down in price, it could be a good deal. At the price I paid for it, not so much. Number 528 was the Yummy Can Bacon Microwave Cooker as seen on TV. It kind of had a familiar design, and let's see how my original test went. Here we go, the Yummy Can Bacon. I paid 20 bucks for this at a local as seen on TV store. Now the claims are that it allows you to make a yummy can of bacon in the microwave in just minutes. My first thought is it going to be too long, but it doesn't look like it will be. No, this will be fine. Can we fit 8 on here though? That's the question. Well, they might. I'll put them out toward as far to the edge as I can, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna load this up. We're going 8 slices. And that's what we got. It looks like the wild bacon, and it looks like a bacon Christmas tree. Lock and load. Here we go. 7 minutes, and we're off. Here we go. Let's take a look and see how it turned out. It wasn't sizzling when I opened the microwave, but now it's sizzling. Very interesting. It has been almost 2 minutes since the microwave went off, so they say to let it wait 2 minutes. Let's see what we got. And we have bacon. A lot of grease down there. Let's try a taste and see what happens. It is a little bit bent. And for the big test. The good news is that the bacon looks pretty good. I mean, I think it turned out pretty nice, actually. The bad news is that there's kind of a plastic smell coming off of that, and I'm wondering if that's getting into my food. But the bacon tasted fine. It tasted good. Hopefully the plastic wasn't getting in there, but see how much grease we got out of here. Quite a bit. That's a lot of grease. All right, so here's what we got. We got our turkey bacon on there. Let's cover it up. Here we go. Here we go. 6 minutes for 4 slices of turkey bacon. All right, there is a crispiness there. It's looking pretty good. The aesthetics are not really there. Not everybody likes folded bacon. But there was no splatter in my microwave, just like the wild bacon. And there really isn't much grease on this. In fact, the old grease looks kind of burnt. There is a crispiness to it. It's pretty good. Pretty well cooked. Crispy. It turned out pretty good. So this is one of those things, I left it out. I hope to use it more often, but I've got so many bacon cookers around here, some of them better than this one, and never really got used that much. Number 529 was the Tidbyt. This was kind of an interesting display unit that was going around on social media back then. I tested it out, and here's how that test went. All right, here is the Tidbyt box. I paid $179 from this direct from the official website. Now the claims are that it's a retro style display that can be customized to show the things you're interested in, like scores, weather, finance, news, appointments, and more. Hundreds of apps available. Now when there's no apps installed, this is what the Tidbyt looks like. But let's fire up the app and see what kind of apps we got here. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different apps on here. We got scores, we got weather, we got birthdays. You even have random displays of vintage video games. We got clocks, we got all kinds of stuff on here. We have different categories: home, live, work. Now, the first thing I noticed here, there's a YouTube one on here. You can actually look at the channel's subscribers and views. Let's do that first. Channel. I got freaking reviews on here. Let's so we're gonna hit add that. Now it should automatically shows up on there. Automatically shows up. That's pretty cool. All right, let me try just a generic weather app here. They have a whole bunch of different weather options. Let's find a good one here. Let's just pick the first weather app we got here. Everything looks good. Las Vegas, Fahrenheit. Add that and see what we got. There it goes. Boom. Immediately added to it. It's very quick. What's interesting is you can actually control this from anywhere as long as you get the app going. Under the create, you can do messages like this, vertical message. Thanks for watching Freaking Reviews. Text, will center that, and then let's do the color. Let's make it kind of red. Select, add it. There it is. That's kind of cool, actually. I like that. I also realized you can add a photo, although on the camera it doesn't really look so good. You're going to see some lines going up there, but without the camera, it actually looks pretty good. It's pixelated, but that's kind of the idea, I think. I kind of like this vintage, like retro game look to it. It's kind of like, almost like a screensaver. But when you're not filming it, actually the colors always look pretty good. So right now, I'm not sure if I want to use it as a display piece here, or if I want to leave it on my desk for information. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. Now this is one I use every day. In fact, I'm looking at my camera now, but right above that is my Tidbyt. I check the time, the temperature, some stats from my YouTube channel. So it's kind of cool to have. The only problem I had was that on May 16th, 2024, about 8 months after my review, it stopped working. The display was working, but it wasn't connected to my app anymore. So I actually had to do a hard reset, reload all my apps, but after that, it's continued to work. I like it, but I don't really change the apps that often. I kind of prefer having a small number of apps that are rotating that I can look at regularly. I think if I didn't have it at this point, I'd probably miss it. Number 530 was the half sandwich maker. It was kind of a weird product I saw go around online. I had tested it out, and here's how that went. All right, let's take a look at this sandwich maker. They call it a hot sandwich maker on the packaging. The claims that it uses cast aluminum technology and provides even heating. Can create a sandwich in just 3 to 5 minutes. Great for sandwiches, omelets, hot dogs, and more. A hot dog doesn't even fit in that groove right there. I think if I hang over the edge, it's going to smash it. Placing the bread in there. It looked a lot different in their it looked a lot different in their video. Come on, I can do this. Maybe if I do this, it'll stay locked in place. Oh, there we go. That's the way to do it. Now I have to somehow with one hand grab this slice of cheese, place that in there as well. All right, I think we're onto something here. I guess that's it. That's kind of what their video showed. Although it looked like the version they showed may have been a little bigger. Oh, it just fell apart again. Come on. All right, I gotta close this before it falls apart again. Here we go. And we have it closed. It is closed. All right, here we go. I have no instructions, so I don't really have any idea of how this is gonna play out. I'm just gonna kind of put it on medium. I guess a couple minutes on each side, I'm guessing. I really don't know. I'm gonna flip this. Again, I have no idea what the timing of this is gonna be. I'm just gonna kind of eyeball it. All right, it's been about 3 minutes. Let me flip this over and see what we got here. No idea. Let's see what we got. Oh, it looks like this might be done. And this thing falls apart easily. All right, here's the final result. Honestly, I'll be honest, it looks better than I thought it was going to. You know, I'll be honest, it looks kind of like the picture. Folding the banana sandwich, and it's folded. All right, let's take a quick look here, see what we got. I'll flip it back over here, and I think it looks done. I think it looks good. Let's open this up here. I think that looks pretty well cooked. There you go, banana and peanut butter. That's a great combination. The banana is warm, it's not hot, but it's more than room temperature. It is by no means a perfect product, but so far it's doing pretty well with the final products. So maybe not surprisingly, after my review is over, I never once thought, that half sandwich maker would really come in handy right now. I never really reached for it, I never really thought about it. So this one found its permanent home in the boneyard. All right, so that was an interesting collection as usual. I would say the best of this bunch, the one that I use the most, surprisingly, is the Tidbyt. I never thought I was gonna use it that much. I use it every day. I guess the worst of the bunch would be the bamboo bread slicer because I got rid of that immediately. But that's it for this update. I'll be back in about another month with my next update. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.